And welcome back to the Unfiltered podcast, where today we are going to be talking about the eccentricities of the flat Earth. Now, as we head out to the ice shelf, if you look out over to your right, you'll see some whales. And they'll be, it's kind of that time of year. So what we learned from another show and another podcast is that they, more than one male will go after a female. So while one male is waiting for the female, it'll flip over on its back and it will wave its dick in the air. When we get to the shelf, just remember this Earth is flat. We can't go too far. We'll fall right off the edge. Thanks for listening. I'm the Beeb.
As always, my name is the Keb.
St. Joe and the Hizzy.
Why don't you give us your hashtag, St. Joe?
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, I got a new hashtag I'm going to start. It's SJITH.
St. Joe and the Hizzy.
That's right. That's
Hashtag
right.
St.
It's going to
Joe.
be viral very soon.
Very soon.
Yeah.
So Keb, I got a question for you. Just real quick, because my wife and I were kind of talking about it.
Okay.
Before I hopped on.
Okay.
Because you went. I mean, St. Joe, did you guys did both of you go to a youth group when you were a kid?
Absolutely.
Does the Catholic Church have like a youth?
Yeah, is that
group?
what they call it?
Is that a thing?
You sure? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like shooting fish in a barrel for the priest, right?
Wow. Sleepaway camps. What?
Is that what they're calling it? Sleepaway camp.
So in the 90s, Protestant churches and their youth groups had it was utter insanity, right? Like utter insanity. Like, Kev, you said you were the youth elder, right?
Yes, correct.
So I was a youth pastor, which is kind of the same equivalent. And here's how.
No. Youth elder, I've no responsibility here whatsoever.
Right. So anyway, here's how utterly insane it was to go to a youth group in the 90s and early 2000s. You ever do something called a lock-in?
Absolutely. Dude, do you know how much
we had no fear of loss of virginity, things like that,
there are things that happened at a lock-in that I cannot speak about.
Right. That's kind of my point, is like you lock 100 teenagers inside the bowels of a church and turn off the lights.
Yeah.
Yeah. For an entire night.
Multiple rooms, like you play hide and seek.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
and every now and again, you can't find people for periods of time.
Yeah.
And then you'd the next morning, everybody wake up, they'd have breakfast, and we'd shoot them out of the church like nothing happened.
Right?
Yeah. It's a good old church secret.
But these were the things that would happen at churches in the 90s.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was at
They would literally lock you in the church. You could not get out.
I went to one that was at a Baptist church, here locally. I'll keep it to which church to myself because they don't pay us to advertise for them. Yeah. But the girl I was dating at the time, she was there too. And we're like, cool, no parents, but she's like, yeah, but the pastor. So the pastor comes over, who's all of 24 years old, right?
Yeah.
And we're 16, 17 years old. And he comes over and he's like, you guys sleeping? And we're like, no, it's like 10:45 p.m. No, not sleeping. And he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep my eye on you too. Yeah, you do that, dickhead. And motherfucker was watching us the whole fucking time. Yeah, I was like, God, you fucking asshole.
Church lock-in did not go the way the Keb would have.
No. Yeah. But to answer your question, to be perfectly honest, in my humble opinion, of course, without offending anyone who thinks differently from my point of view, but also by looking into this matter in a different perspective, and without being condemning of one's view and trying to make it objectified by considering each and everyone's valid opinion, I honestly believe that I completely forgot what I was going to say.
All right. Well, thanks for that long explanation that led to nothing.
I I think that there could be a lot of different types of praying that were going on at the lock-in.
Oh
Different
yeah.
types of what?
Praying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to hear this.
Yeah. Let me
I
know.
think that you could, depending on if the girls were discovering something for the first time, you could hear the phrase "Jesus Christ" many different times.
What would they be discovering? Humor me with specifics.
The maybe the size of a particular genitalia.
Okay, that definitely didn't happen with me. But keep going.
And then if they discover that, then perhaps they could hear many different praising than when they would be saying, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So yeah, I think that it would be a lot of different praying.
That doesn't sound like prayer to me.
Well, depends on if you were doing it right.
To be clear,
I missed you guys. I really did. I missed you guys so
to
much.
be clear, St. Joe, what you're talking about is fucking in a church.
I mean, if you're locked in, I mean, there's certain things that you would have to do.
What
You can
I
play
just figured.
checkers.
I figured at church there'd be a lot of kneeling going on. That's what I.
Well,
I
I'm
thought-
sure
that's
there
where
was
I
some
thought you were
kneeling at the
going with
lock-in
that.
as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the lock-in's at the church, so
I mean, they have the padded pews, so I mean,
Hey,
why not put them to use?
For the record, fucking Beebs brought this up.
it was utter insanity. That's what it was.
It was a great time, dude. The kids these days don't.
Mom,
know
Dad,
how
bring
much
your kids
fun-
on down. We'll take
Yeah.
care of them. We'll make sure they don't come back pregnant.
They do not know how much fun you had in a church youth group in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know, they just don't. For me, it was the early 90s. You know, for St. Joe, early 70s.
Some of the
But,
youth groups,
Oh,
some of the youth groups,
wow.
you'd have your service, and you go out in the back, and half of the youth group would be smoking cigarettes in the parking lot behind the
Yeah.
church.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
You know, and don't get me started on retreats. Oh shit!
Oh yeah, retreats, man.
Dad,
Yeah,
don't get me started on that shit. You
Yeah.
know, you looked forward to that shit.
Yeah.
You know, must have rubbed off too. It's all this fucking shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well-
It was, I don't know if you looked more forward to that or like the I mean, like my kids got the end of the year field trip coming up. And it's kind of one of those things, so those same things. You're
Yeah.
like, I remember we went to Washington, D.C. and you're like, God bless those teachers that they took
Oh my
a bunch of
gosh.
ninth graders,
Can you
eighth
imagine?
graders, and ninth graders on a trip to D.C.
Can you imagine losing a ninth grader in Washington D.C. right now?
Oh my God, I can't even believe that they did it. I'm like, at that time,
Probably charge them with insurrection.
Something like that.
oh,
They'd end up at
God,
the
yeah.
steps of
Yeah. I
what's
just
the name of
can't-
that building?
The Capitol.
The
Can't
Capitol.
even fathom the thought of something like that happening now.
I just
but
wanted to sit in
Yeah.
Mike Pence's chair. That's all I ever wanted.
yeah, yeah, crazy. Yeah, very interesting. But hey, how about the Jaguars?
How about the fucking Jaguars? They lost.
I mean, once again,
Hey,
played
hey,
okay, but
They're
just
getting
not
better.
good enough.
They are playing just
Just
good
not
enough
good
for
enough.
people to give a shit.
yeah.
I mean, again, yes, just good enough. And
Yeah.
then they're keeping your interest, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But
I pay attention every week now. Before I didn't even care. I pay attention
Yeah.
every week. I was
Yeah.
like,
I
Trevor
think
Lawrence.
football, I gotta say, football this week has been, or this year has been pretty interesting though. Some of the teams and some of the way things are going have been very interesting.
Yeah, well, the
You have to say.
Eagles got beat last night.
Yeah, by the Redskins. I mean the Commanders. Yeah, yeah,
Again,
Very
he's
interesting.
St. Joe at UNF Pod on Twitter.
yeah. That's okay. I'll
You need
call
to
them the
get
Redskins
insulation.
till I die. Because
Actually, now on
that's how
Twitter,
I
you
know
can
'em.
pretty much say whatever you want, right? On Twitter
yeah.
now.
Oh, we'll get into that in a little bit.
All right. Well, just thought I'd
But-
bring that up.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. And the Bills and Vikings game was classic
That was
overtime
a
game.
phenomenal game. Yeah.
Yep.
Those catches were pretty incredible. 2 catches that will be replayed till the end of the year for sure. Packers,
the catch by Jefferson was the shit.
Yeah, that catch by Jefferson was incredible. Yeah, yeah. Packers Packers, Cowboys actually had a decent game.
What I loved about that game was the people on Twitter that were talking shit about Aaron Rodgers. They wound up winning.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, that was what I
McCarthy's
thought was funny.
come back to Green Bay, but that's okay. I mean, yeah, Packers actually performed for once, which was good.
Did the Bears win?
The Bears did not win. They lost 31-30 to Detroit. But Justin Fields is setting all kinds of records for quarterback.
Yeah, he looks good. In fact, he had one. I mean, the guy I was playing against in fantasy had Justin Fields as his quarterback, and I just got pummeled.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing amazing things in losses, but yeah, if they had anybody else, they would do all right. But I mean, it's a crazy season, man. It's who do you think is going to be in a Super Bowl?
The Bills.
You think
I'll take the Bills.
I don't. I definitely.
It's
Bills versus who? Bills KC to go to the Super Bowl. AFC champ is Bills KC.
Maybe.
Okay.
The Bills can't play KC because they're both in the AFC.
Well, that's to go to the championship. You're saying to go to the Super Bowl.
I disagree. I think the Bills are going to play the Miami Dolphins.
Okay,
that was the other one. The Dolphins are going to get a wild card spot. I think they're real good.
Okay.
Yeah, they are.
How about NFC? Who's in the NFC championship game?
Well, I'm going to go with the Eagles.
Yeah, I would think so.
And I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys.
I think.
Am I the only one? Am I the only one that thinks Philadelphia is a fraud?
No, Philadelphia is pretty good.
I think they're good. I just don't think. I think by the end of the season they're going to have 3 or 4 or 2 or 3 losses, maybe 3 or 4.
Okay.
I don't think they're going. They might make it to the NFC Championship game. I just don't think that they have enough veteran leadership on the team to pull them over the top.
I'll tell you this: don't sleep on Minnesota.
They look good. See, now that's pick. That's one I might have picked.
Yeah,
because they've gotten better every single week, right?
I think the Cowboys are well coached.
I do think I think the Cowboys are better this year.
Yeah.
I don't know that I picked them to do anything, but they do look better this year.
I could see a Minnesota Philly championship, or I could see I mean Dallas could sneak in there. Yeah, I can't see too many others. Those 3 teams for sure are going to be right there, but it'll be interesting.
NFC is kind of a toss-up. I mean, yeah, the Eagles have separated themselves, of course, but
yeah.
I mean, any team in the NFC right now can win. That's what I'm seeing.
It's funny we're talking about Minnesota and Philadelphia and Dallas, and watch somebody fuck around like Tampa Bay sneak in there.
Right.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. I think that could happen.
I mean, Tennessee's going to win the division and they'll be like if they're a 500 football team, but we'll see.
They're better than Denver, and they're better. Than
these are the conversations that used to put St. Joe to sleep.
I mean, I like football. I do like football, but yeah, college football, different story. But that's okay.
Well, I bet you if Wisconsin was in the fucking Final Four, you fucking like it.
I don't know. Wisconsin's got a lot of work to do. A lot of work.
Anybody who doesn't like college football is un-American.
I mean, I like college football, but it's just they got a lot of work to do. So
okay,
it's all right.
Well,
it's kind of it's like the Braves.
I get a lot more nervous with college football because it's a lot more talking shit back and forth than everybody just knows Jacksonville sucks. So if they win, it's the exception rather than the rule.
Right.
But I think, especially if B's about to find this out next year in the SEC, anybody can beat anybody at any given time. That can happen unless you're Vanderbilt or Kentucky.
Well, we already know that the Big 12 does that to each other, even though they're not any good.
Right.
But I just think it's it just means more in the SEC.
Yeah, it's like it's a life style. I mean, it is literally people's lives. That's what I've learned in the SEC. It is literally people. This is who they are. Like, this is who they are when they wake up in the morning. I am a Gators fan, or I am a Crimson Tide fan, or the Auburn fans. My God, I mean, like, holy cow! Like, Diehards, man.
Jerks.
Diehards.
What'd you call them?
Jerks. Circle jerks.
Oh my God. Here we go again. Yeah.
I mean, I already brought up the whale dicks earlier, so
Yeah, a Catholic guy talking about circle jerking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
If the shoe fits.
You got a cup of Joe this week?
All right. Well, good segue, Beebs. Way to go.
Beebs is like, get the fuck on with it.
I need to go to bed.
God, exhausted.
I can see it in your eyes.
Oh my God. All right. So, since the holidays, what is that? Is that Beeb's toilet again?
No, it's the boom from my mic. I hit it.
Good Lord.
Here comes the boom.
All right. So, since the holidays are coming up, I thought that I would ask.
Wait a second. The holidays are coming up? I thought you said we're not allowed to talk about Christmas, at least. So a holiday is coming up.
Just shut up. Listen. I thought I would bring up a couple of, I don't know, you can call them pet peeves if you want to, whatever you want. But I wanted to get your opinion, if you will, on what do you think makes people blow up at each other over the holidays?
Oh, the Kev has some stories on that.
what are, let's just say the top two, or I mean, you could do a top five if you want, but let's throw out a couple ideas because I have mine on what you
I'm gonna
think.
go with. I got a top three. I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1. Okay. Third, politics.
Yep. For sure.
Okay. That's number 3 of why people blow up at, let's just call it family get-togethers.
Yeah,
right.
Sure. Because there's going to be quite a few coming up within the next 2 months.
So that's 3, politics. Keep your check your politics at the door, motherfuckers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because somebody stupid, probably me, is going to say something that you don't like because he doesn't give a fuck about your feelings. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, wait, I'm going to preface something. All 3 of Kev's are going to have alcohol involved in them.
Well, that's not let me get to that, motherfucker. Okay, so number two, and you find this more at Christmas time than anything, is stress. You know what I'm saying? People will act a fool if they are stressed out. Which leads to, if you're stressed out, you turn to the alcohol, which is the number one reason. The number one reason people act a fool at the Christmas or the holiday get together.
Bad idea.
Unless you are a professional and know how to. But you know what? It's my house. I act a fool if I want.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
that's the rule at your house?
Yeah, it's the rule at any house I walk into. I'm there, so I can act a fool.
Okay. All right.
But see, with alcohol, I don't turn dickish. I get nicer.
That's true.
You know, so
I noticed that about you.
Yeah, that's when you want to start asking me for favors and shit. You know, hey, can you help me move 3 households? Yeah, it'd be fun. You gonna have beer there? Of course. Okay, yeah, let's go right now.
Yep.
You know.
Okay. All right.
How about passive aggressivism?
Yeah.
People who say comments. It's almost like they're holding on from 1990 or 1980, whatever year it was that something happened. And that just every single thing they say is just, it's just that passive aggressive kind of half angry. There's some sort of slight underneath the comment, that kind of thing.
Right. Or that goes along with one of mine too, is that people that are always bringing up something from the past.
Right.
Remember the time when you did this and,
that really pissed me off, man.
Right.
I got a real easy comeback for that. When she's like, you remember that time that you were drunk in the ditch right in front of the Crazy Horse Saloon? Hey, bitch, you remember the time you shut the fuck up?
Yeah. No, there's always going to be that person that brings up the past, and they'll be like, okay.
Yeah, I think the other thing is, I think a lot of people just won't say what they're thinking. Like if they need help with something during the holidays, like somebody's cooking or setting the table, or we need to clean up after the meal, or just the house is a wreck. We need to tidy it up. And me, I get that way. Like, well, am I the only guy cleaning stuff up? Like the house is just a mess. You're all living, that kind of thing. And so, but then
well, wait, why are you doing it? Isn't that the woman's job?
Oh man, it's a good way to sleep on the couch, St. Joe.
I mean, right? Yeah. Don't you eat and then go sit on the couch and the women clean up?
No. Everybody helps in our house.
Oh, okay.
But the problem ensues when only one person starts doing stuff and no one helps. That's when the problem starts.
Say, Joe, you're looking at me a certain way. Okay, I ain't saying shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying shit. My soon-to-be world famous wife listens to this program.
She does. Okay. I got you.
That's a trap. That's a Catholic trap right there.
Yeah, it is right there. But yeah, I think part of it is people not saying what's on their mind sometimes, and then part of the problem is people do say what's on their mind.
Right.
So
what's wrong with that?
Two sides of that coin. Well, I mean, it depends on who the person is. Like if they're able to voice what's on their mind in a safe way, where everybody can understand it and not be offended. Okay, that's fine. But if they're just going to come right out and say it, like, Kevin, I'm sure you've got something that, for instance.
Yeah. So a couple of Thanksgivings ago, we're over at my brother-in-law's mother's house, and the evening game was it was the Patriots versus the Steelers, and this is back Tom Brady Patriots and Ben Roethlisberger Steelers. Anyhow, so the Patriots, I don't know if you ever heard of this guy. They had this guy named Rob Gronkowski, or number 87. It's tight end, Anyhow, he was catching everything left and right. So I just mentioned about 1 or 2 or 64 times that somebody should cover that guy. And I guess I was drinking a little bit, and so I guess I was being a little repetitious, so a couple other people are like, who should they cover? And I was so drunk I didn't understand that they were fucking with me, So they're like who I said number 87, motherfucker. And they're like, who's number 87? I was like, you don't know who Rob Gronkowski? Man, fuck off. And they're fucking with me. So that's an example of how alcohol is bad.
Well, that also
not to drink.
Yeah, I also think that's another great point, is that sports, because there is going to be a lot of sports on, that can also lead to a lot of problems. Sports teams, especially over Thanksgiving here, 3 different games on in one day, your team loses. That can cause a lot of fights. That can cause some trouble.
Yeah, but really, I mean, do you expect the Bears to win? I mean, I don't expect the Jaguars to win. If they do, that's great. If they don't, now if they put a motherfucking World Series game on Thanksgiving, which will never happen, thank God. And the Braves are playing, somebody and they lost, I would light the motherfucker on fire.
Right. But yeah, I think it could cause some issues.
Get a little dicey over there. Get dicey.
Here's the other one, and Kev, I know Kev will agree with me on this. I know for a fact. It's gonna and this one causes a fight no matter what. We've had this actually. I think we've had this conversation before. Stupid white elephant parties. It's always gonna be, I didn't get the right present. It wasn't valued enough. It wasn't whatever. It's just ridiculous. That's why I don't think you should have them. I think it's stupid. So yeah, there's that's going to cause. I didn't get the right present. I didn't get this. I didn't whatever. Yeah,
and it's usually a woman.
Oh,
deep sigh.
A Karen.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
The
guys, they don't really give a shit. So it's kind of like whatever.
They're just if a dude's doing that, me and him, we're gonna have a motherfucking discussion.
Well, they're just going to throw that in the back of their car and re-gift it to somebody else anyway. So it doesn't even matter.
You're just collecting stuff for the next year. The next year's White Elephant Party.
That's exactly right.
Doesn't bother me. It's fun.
Put it on eBay.
But that's all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, anything else? What else? Anything else? Politics, family. I mean, family in general. They're not giving me enough. You also got to
look at it. You also got to look at it this way: that you're there for X amount of time with a bunch of people that you're not normally around, and maybe that you don't want to be around. Follow me?
Okay.
Because
that sounds
I can tell you with 100% certainty there are people coming to my house on Thanksgiving that do not want to be around me. I can tell you with 100% certainty. Now, that's my mom. And I'm just kidding.
She counts as people, huh?
But I guarantee you, wherever you guys are going, and listener out there, wherever you're going, there are people that are going to be there where you're going that you don't necessarily want to be around. And trust me, they don't want to be around you either.
Right.
Right. And I think that you introduce some dumb motherfucker that's going to be like, yeah, Trump, and put, some Jack Daniels or Jim Beam or whatever your potion is, into the mix. And it's not good. And then you got a dumb drunk motherfucker out in the motherfucking backyard trying to fry a fucking turkey and say, hey man, this thing just came out of the freezer. We're going to put it in frozen and it'll fucking look. Apparently you didn't go to chemistry class.
Right. Right.
So, I mean, you introduce all those things, people not wanting to be around certain people. And then somebody, brings their politics in. I mean, we've got somebody that comes over that I can like clockwork. He'll bring up politics like clockwork,
right.
Is he a Trump fan?
And I'll just exit over. Hey, the bar is over here.
Is he a Trump fan?
Right.
Yeah, he is.
Do you have a bet on how long it takes in order for him to mention the politics?
We have in the past.
Yeah.
I have some people that are going to be at the shindig that actually listen to this program. So I'm not going to tell them who it is. They can probably figure it out.
Right.
But I would say less than an hour. I'm pretty sure that the soon to be world famous wife would say that's too long. But to tell you the God's honest truth, I really don't talk to him that much. So usually, I mean, especially when it's here, if we go down to, my mom's or somewhere else, I'm a lot more sociable, but when it's here, I gotta, play host.
Sure.
So,
well, and to your point, what do you think is the proper amount of time for the visitors to be there? Meaning, if they're coming from out of time, do you think it's a couple days, 4 days?
I mean, you're talking about people who are staying.
Yeah. What would be the proper amount of visiting time?
It depends.
A couple fucking hours.
Do they help? That's the question. Do they help?
Yeah. Well,
if they wander around the house, they make a mess, they don't clean up after themselves, and they don't offer to help, they can get the heck out. I'm with Kev, 3 hours. But if they're going to help, they can stay as long as they want.
We have on Thanksgiving, and I'll say this again next week for those of you that aren't listening. But and I don't know how you would know if you're not listening. But we have like certain traditions, family traditions that happen after dinner, or Thanksgiving after
Is
Thanksgiving.
One of them
dinner.
Hiding the Christmas pickle?
No, one of them is watching Christmas Vacation.
Oh,
sure.
So I invite whoever wants to do this. Usually, I'm to a point to where about a fourth the way through the movie, I fell asleep. Usually, if you catch my drift. That's usually where my mental state is, because at that time, it's 7, 8 o'clock in the evening, or things cleaned up and all that. I don't know about you guys, but we typically eat about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
So I invite anybody to stay and do that. But I mean, if it gets into the 10 o'clocks, it's get the fuck out,
Right.
I just got a text message that said, "Why is the carpet all wet, Todd?"
I don't know, Margot.
That's funny. Well, yeah, good. I think that's quite a good list of some reasonings, and yeah, I think there's a lot to look forward to the next couple months from some long conversations. Put it that way.
Tell you what I've been looking forward to, St. Joe.
Yeah.
Because I've been looking forward to this next segment for some time.
Mm.
Because we tried to, you could try to replicate it, you could try to duplicate it, but you can never replace it.
You can never replace it.
You can
You
never
are correct.
replace. And I'm hoping that we get some things that we've learned. I'm hoping that we get some 5 questions.
The more you know.
I just, and the people out there, they want it too.
I might have a little both.
Oh boy!
All right,
but some things things have happened since I've been gone, so I've learned a lot.
Oh,
okay.
So first thing that I learned is that the Braves are no longer world champions. Thank God.
Wait.
They're the former.
The former. I guess we could say
they are still the 2021 World Series champion Atlanta Braves. They're just not the reigning World Series. And shout out to the Philadelphia Phillies fans out there. You couldn't beat the Astros. Come on, man.
But they could beat the Braves.
They did beat the Braves.
All right, there we go.
The Braves.
So the other thing that I learned.
Okay.
The Jags, Gators, Badgers, and Sooners all suck. Who would have thought we were in a year where the Badgers were the best of the bunch?
Are the Sooners bowl eligible?
No, they're not.
The Gators just became bowl eligible.
If they win Bedlam this week, they might become bowl eligible. So anyway, so that's some stuff that's gone on. But also to reiterate what I learned last year around this time, St. Joe hates Christmas.
I don't hate it.
Hey, St. Joe.
They
don't really know when Jesus was born. So
no.
How about it's okay for me to celebrate the birth of Jesus anytime I want?
Like in July.
Yeah.
Here's a question. Here's a question. How about I keep celebrating the birth of Jesus all the way until February? Hell, I'll give up the Christmas tree for Lent.
No, can't do it.
Can't give up the Christmas tree for Lent?
No, can't do it. Because according to you, somewhere in the Bible, it says when Jesus is born.
Somewhere in the Bible, it does say that. We just don't know.
It was on a night when the moon was full.
There exactly. It is. Right there. Actually, by most accounts, it's in October sometime.
So there you go.
So because of that, I've already put my Christmas tree up.
Who says you got to celebrate it on that particular day?
That's right. That's my point.
Yeah.
I was just making sure that it's okay that I put my Christmas tree up before they lit the candles in December.
Well, it's based off
the menorah.
Based off a pagan calendar and the rituals that are celebrated by the pagan calendar.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yep.
Which is basically how we have all of our holidays set up, is to cover up pagan rituals, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
So
every time somebody says the word pagan, I think of that 80s movie Dragnet.
That's right.
The pagan.
That's right. It's all because it's moneymaker. Goes back to the Masons. Where they want to do it. That's why it's on the back of the dollar
treasure bill. And fucking Nicolas Cage had to find
the all-seeing eye.
That hot chick.
But anyway, in celebration that it's the Christmas season, I'm bringing up my favorite Christmas beverage.
Okay, oh my God. That I will agree is not the Christmas season; it's the Thanksgiving season.
Eggnog,
but it is the holiday season. Are you drinking? What are you drinking? Eggnog.
Eggnog.
You got whiskey in it.
It's me. You think there's whiskey in it?
It'd be cooler if it did.
Here's a good one. Here's one you guys are gonna like. This is something I learned. I didn't know before. Something brand new that came out before the election. I'm gonna get a little bit of political here, but you're gonna have to forgive me. But I learned that Paul Pelosi doesn't drink at the bar. Apparently, he stays home to get hammered.
Right. Right.
There is
You know,
nothing good that can come from
right.
this conversation.
Right.
Yeah, you brought up Paul Pelosi. There's absolutely nothing good. This breaks like one of my rules of Dad. There's not. Yeah, I'm gonna turn my mic off.
That's
That was pretty good. You guys didn't think that was pretty good?
I thought that was excellent.
Yeah,
that was excellent.
I felt terrible saying it, but I saw it online on a meme. I was like, that's making it on the podcast someday. And I just had the opportunity. So I also learned that it is in a child's DNA. And perhaps you guys know this from because you both have teenage boy. Well, mine's not quite teenage, but he's 12. But you both have teenage boys, right? So I learned that it's in a child's DNA to tell you they have no homework when they get home. And then suddenly they'll remember they have homework when it's time to go to bed. So then they want to say, I'm going to do the homework now. But we already went by that. Do your boys do that to you?
No.
No?
I have to pry it out of, hey, you got homework. Well, that seems to be a matter of opinion. Whose opinion? Yours? The teacher's.
Right.
You know, and then my son's pretty good about it. My daughter, she's I'll do it when I get around to it. You know?
No.
But I look at the result. So if the grades are slipping, then I can get a little bit more, about it. But my kids are pretty good grades.
Well, here's another thing I learned. I learned that every time they say we're going to get hit by a hurricane in Jacksonville, apparently that we should take that bet.
Yeah.
Got through.
Let me tell you why I don't take hurricanes as seriously as I should. Okay, and I don't say, Joe, did you live here in '99?
No.
Okay, so in 1999, Hurricane Floyd was out there, and it was making a beeline for it. The eye was going to hit Ponte Vedra. Okay, it was making a beeline for that. The stores were empty. The freak out was on. The roads were packed going out of the Northeast Florida area. It was the largest peacetime evacuation in United States history. At the last moment, 300 miles off the coast, it does what it always does. The jet stream gets it, and it blew it into the Carolinas.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's why I don't. Now, if it's coming across from the Gulf, I take those a tad bit more seriously because that's a trajectory there. But if it's trying to hit the little pocket that Jacksonville's in, it's not going to happen. We're like guarded. It's been since 1964 that Jacksonville has had a direct hit from the Atlantic. That's why I don't take hurricanes seriously.
Anyway, 2 storms this year. Both were originally projected to hit us. Both basically.
Hang on, we got. Hang on, I don't mean to interrupt you, but we got a caller.
Wow.
Look
at this guy.
What's up,
What up?
You guys are beautiful on TV.
Dude, your wonderful silver hair is
Yeah,
looking
look at
good,
you.
dude.
Dude, I got to tell you, I was listening on the plane, and the people sitting around me were listening because I had them all hooked into my headphones. They're like,
no.
They're like, you
That's
are
awesome.
And what's funny, I couldn't log in or call while we were on the plane because of the way that the Wi-Fi works. But nonetheless, I just wanted to call and say that, hey, people even 37,000 feet in the air were fucking loving it.
Good.
But I
Loving it.
just got here, and you guys are awesome. And I miss you guys. I love you guys. And go fuck yourselves. And I will be watching the rest of the broadcast.
Dude, go hit some awesome shots tomorrow, all right?
Yeah, man.
I'm going to do it. We'll see you guys.
All right.
Yeah, have fun.
That's hilarious.
And for those of you listening to us on Wednesday, that was royalty at its finest. Sir Jay Jones. He is in Las Vegas this evening.
I love that he calls himself Sir Jay Jones. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
So back to our regularly scheduled program. Beeps. Sorry.
There's one last thing that I learned.
Okay.
And I came to this epiphany after re-listening to some commentary last week. But I learned that Scott's Christmas tree is sexually frustrated or confused because it goes in and out of the closet more times than it can remember.
Yeah, that's probably true.
That's how you know. That's how you know it's Catholic. In and out of the closet.
Yikes.
You know, makes you realize why it pleases
it's
the
time
children.
It's time to come out. Oh, you want me to go back in?
Yeah,
It's
it
time
is
to come.
confusing.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I just want to know: is there anything else in that closet?
Yeah, a bunch of other Christmas decorations.
That's it. I
They
thought
all
it was
get
already
along.
decorated. Oh, it's already decorated, but there are other decorations for the
Yeah.
rest of the house.
We
Okay.
put all the different, it's just a Christmas closet.
Mm.
All the decorations are in there. They all get together and
Is
party
the
in
Christmas pickle in there?
there. We don't have a pickle. We got to get a pickle this
I'm
year.
gonna go look for a pickle ornament this year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
There's
one
a couple
off
out there.
Amazon.
Well, so you guys want to hear a funny story about the Christmas pickle?
Absolutely.
My mom knows about the tradition and has known for a long time. And we had a Christmas pickle ornament that would get hidden around the house.
That's funny.
At random. So when you brought that up, I was like, oh my gosh. Well,
That's
we did
very
that.
funny.
So
That's
it didn't mean anything inappropriate, Keb. I know what you're thinking.
I'm just saying hiding the Christmas pickle means something a little different in my house.
After, a 4th of Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, right. I have a question for you, Beavis, just real quick before Keb gets to it. Since eggnog is your favorite Christmas drink and you don't believe anything about, when Jesus was born or anything like that.
Wait a second.
Does that
I didn't say I didn't believe that Jesus was born.
No, you did before. I can rewind it. I can read back what you just said.
No, I didn't.
A moment ago, you just said that Jesus wasn't there. Do you want me to read it back to you? Because I can.
I don't need it read back to me like I'm some two orders, Colonel.
Exactly.
Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead.
But I just wanted to know, does that make you agnostic?
Oh, that's good, dude. That's for real right there. That's for real right there.
All right, Kev, proceed.
All right. Taking over my job. That's what you're doing.
All right. We get a little deep here real quick before we get a little.
That's what she said.
We're going to get deep and then we're going to get ridiculous. All right. Now, I put a lot of thought into this motherfucking shit, so you better play the fuck along. I want to know two things. And everybody's going to go around. We're going to start with St. Joe. We're going to go to Beebs, and I'll tell you mine. But you get one of the two of these at every holiday season.
I think an ant just crawled my ass. Sorry, guys. Play that pussy again. You can edit that out later.
It just crawled up his ass.
Please tell me it wasn't a fire ant, was it?
Over there in high society,
no.
They got the goddamn pest control and shit.
I'm not sure if I'm scared or turned on.
I've got ants in my pants. What's that?
Sorry, Kevin.
This episode has officially gone off the motherfucking rails. Okay, just give you commentary. Commentary here, real quick.
Dude, that was a vibe killer right there, dude. That was just like
boom.
I'll
it's over. Back,
Conversation over. I think I've got ants in my pants.
No. He said, I think an ant just crawled up my asshole.
Yikes. All right. Here we go.
Has that happened to you before, or is that
well,
that something happens to you often, or
no? Right. If it gets cold enough.
I got him. All right. Here we go.
Well, we're not going to start with St. Joe anymore. We're going to start with Beebs. Okay.
As you were saying,
every holiday season, one of the two of these are going to happen. Either you're gonna say something real nice to somebody, or you're gonna say something real not nice to somebody. And St. Joe mute. Hey man, if you're gonna laugh, unmute yourself. You know,
He's
I'll
coughing. He's coughing.
Oh, okay.
Probably because he was laughing, but he's coughing.
Okay. So I want to know, what is the nicest thing that you've ever said to somebody first?
During a holiday?
No, just ever.
So I don't know if like that. I don't know what nicer you can say, but like during a holiday or just in general.
Whenever.
Okay.
Like in general. I'm just saying during the holiday seasons, you're gonna say something nice and say something mean.
I
Even
got
if
it.
you don't think it's nice or mean. But what I want to know ever, what is the nicest thing you've ever said to somebody?
I did it 2 weeks ago in front of the military hospital when I said, "Is that going to be a boy or a girl?"
That's pretty good. You meant it in a
I'm
nice way. It didn't come out. It didn't end up nice though, did it?
I'm lucky I didn't get slapped there.
You should have been. I don't really say anything specific. Like if I know the person real well, I'll bring up a time in the past where I said, "Hey, I really appreciated that," and I'll look them right in the eye and shake their hand and say, "I love them." Hug their neck.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you show appreciation, maybe buy something somebody, an action or something like that.
I've noticed that people really appreciate it when you say, you come up, like if you actually say, "Hey, look, I see you, and I love you," and you hug their neck and you show them you really appreciate them. I don't know that. That for me in my life, especially, and I know in some of my friends' lives, that's more important than any gift you could give them. So
Absolutely. Now, here's the question I really wanted to ask you.
yeah.
What is the worst thing that you have ever said to somebody?
Man,
And I guarantee you, mine wins.
Nope. I probably, because I can't. I know that I have said some terrible things, but I don't recall them because I try to put them out of my mind. But
I'm gonna put a baby in you.
Really,
is that what the ant said?
I've come to put my seed in you. No,
The
I have
worst
found the
thing?
queen.
Oh.
I've said, like, when I was young, I said really stupid things to some of my family members, probably, that I later sought forgiveness for. But yeah, nothing really springs to mind, unfortunately for me, Kev. I don't have a winner on that one.
Say, Joe.
It's really hard to think of just something like that off the cuff.
Mine is so heinous, and it has bothered me that I let it come out of my mouth. That it's an absolute winner. If that's a win, it's I'm not even going to say the entire thing. I can't say it anymore. I'm just going to tell you kind of what it entails.
I think the worst thing I said, my mom and my sister bought me, I think for like my 12th birthday. There was something that I wanted, like a video game or something. And instead they thought it'd be really cool to buy me a fish tank and a fish. And I opened it up and I'm like, it's a fish tank. And I'm like, can we take it back?
Yeah.
And I said that out loud and they both started laughing at me. They were obviously offended, but
right.
But yeah, I felt like in hindsight, felt terrible because they thought it'd be this really great gift for getting Brendan a pet fish or whatever. But yeah, I wasn't having any of it apparently. So,
Say, Jay, you come up with one yet?
I've said some pretty awful things to my wife when we're
really stressful times.
Some pretty knockdown drag 'em out fights. And so there's been some things there that I haven't been too proud of. My proudest moments there for sure. And that would probably be the the worst things that I've said. I mean, as far as like we never, just put it along these lines to say that, uh, to put it nicely, like we never should have had a kid together, things like that kind of thing.
Oof.
Yeah.
It's brutal things.
Yeah.
Do y'all have a rule when you fight, or is it just we're gonna fight and say whatever the hell we want?
No, we've come to the point where it's been like, yeah, we can't do that. It's not fair.
We had a rule that we kind of adopted since premarital counseling. The guy's
Right.
like, when you fight, you have to fight fair. So that means no calling names that you can't take back.
Right.
Like, you're
Right.
not allowed to say things about the other person that you can't, because you can't just grab them back and put them back in the toothpaste bottle.
Right.
Once they're out, they're
Right.
out, and they're always going to wonder, so you can't call names. That was one of the rules. And that, just thinking that makes me a little more conscientious when we're fighting about the
Yeah.
things that we're going to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are rules that we've had to follow, because if we didn't,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
wouldn't have made it. So
Yeah. Yep.
But Cab, I'm on pins and needles to hear.
Well, I'm going to dress it up a little bit because I'm not going to say, I can't say the exact thing. I'm not going to
Sure.
tell you who I sent it to. You guys can guess. I'll tell you offline. But this person really pissed me off to the point to where I couldn't think straight. And there's something specific they did, but they really pissed me off. This person happened to be sick with an illness at the
Mhm.
time. And what I said to them was basically, why can't you die like everybody else?
Oof.
Mm.
Basically.
Yeah, that's one of those.
Did you know they were sick?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's one of those. That's one of those.
That's one of those that where immediately when you say it, yeah, I should have said that. But to this person, I've never apologized, and I can't bring myself to,
Mm.
because that's how deeply what they did affected me.
Interesting.
It's a character flaw. I've told you guys many times. I deal with vengeance. I deal with anger.
Yeah.
I mean, ride in the car with me for 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What was funny is not too long ago, the first time me and my boss were driving around where he's driving. And it doesn't really matter if I'm not driving. I still do it.
Give me
what
your
I'm saying?
shoe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gonna
Yeah.
throw that thing.
Yeah.
I've
I've told a couple of people they're dead to me. In
yeah.
a sense, like they're never going to talk to me, and like don't ever think about calling me or talking to me again.
Yeah.
And then in my mind, I'm like, I hope you get ass cancer and die. But I mean, I would never say that. But I mean, I'm like in my mind, I'm thinking, yep, I hope that happens.
My dream job is to
Beebs over there going,
Euthanize people in Germany.
no, my dream job is actually to be a karma delivery man.
Yeah.
To
interesting.
be the one that delivers
Instant.
the karma.
Instant.
Anyhow, real quick.
Wait,
got a
didn't we have
story.
a conversation about that earlier where you wanted to be Kevorkian and have the pillow? You'd be the pillow guy?
Right.
Yeah,
No, like I said,
my question in that episode.
in Germany, it's illegal. What was it illegal? It was Germany. It was you could be someone who euthanized someone, right? That was a job.
It was a hands-on job.
It was.
Well, no, my question with that was, if I am a euthanizer, can I pick what method I could euthanize him? Like, can I beat him with a
Right.
baseball bat?
Right.
I mean,
Mhm.
that's. Do you have to do it? There's some people out there right now, one in particular, that's going, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. Well, I mean, you think it. The difference between me and you is you think shit, I say it.
That's
So
right.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
That's right.
And it's more of a more philosophical in nature, because I don't really know the answer to the question, but I'm going to ask it. And I know it's not really Unfiltered's modus operandi to ask this type of question, but once you've said something like that and then never gone back to reconcile, in a way, aren't you giving that person power over you?
Sure.
All right.
Sure. but
seems counterproductive, doesn't it?
And it does. It is. And I absolutely know the right road to take. I just cannot. There's something inherent in me. I cannot do it. And I won't do it. Do I want to? Not really. I mean,
I think there's a term for that.
probably,
I think it's called pride.
ego. Yeah. People experience pride before the fall, bring on the fall. Anyhow,
we're in the fall right now.
Yeah. Anyhow,
it's November.
A guy gave me a story that I've been trying to fucking tell for the last 10 minutes. This one's pretty good. Again, not my story. Didn't write it. Didn't tell it. Somebody gave it to me earlier in the week, and yeah, it's pretty funny. It made me chuckle. So bear with me here. It's not really that long, but bear with me here. And he says, okay. So I went to a party at one of my friends' house, and I've been drinking most of the day and showed up with a buzz pretty well tied on already. I showed up, hung around a bit, saying my hellos and shooting the shit for a while before I needed to step back for a cigarette. This is why I prefaced that I didn't write this, because you guys are going to think I'm talking about beer, but I'm not. I walked out back, lit up, and took a seat at the patio table where others were smoking. One of the people smoking was this girl. She was beautiful, amazingly so. The alcohol had me pretty loose, and I struck up a conversation with her, and we hit it off immediately. There was obvious chemistry and sexual tension between us. We talked for a while, half hour, 45 minutes or so, drinking and having a good time. And I asked her if she wanted to get out of there, maybe take a walk or something. Her mood instantly changed. No, I don't want to take a walk, you dick. And she backed her wheelchair away from the table and went to the other side of the patio area. I was dumbfounded. In my half drunkenness, I hadn't even noticed that she was in a wheelchair. I felt like an asshole. She probably thought I was. I gave her some time to cool off and went and made my apology. I explained that I didn't mean to be an ass. I was drunk-ish and hadn't even noticed. I liked her, though. We had a connection and just wanted to spend some time with her in a less populated environment. I meant no offense. She took me at my word, and she said she was sorry, too, and that, yes, she would like to go hang out somewhere else. Said she knew of a little park around the way that was typically pretty secluded. We could go there and hang out. She had been there before. It's somewhere around midnight when we pull up to the park. I get her wheelchair out of the back seat and help her out, and we start to stroll around the track. We come around a bend, and she asked, "You see that tree over there? Take me over there." I obliged, and she says, "See this low limb? Prop me up on it." I was again dumbfounded, but okay, whatever. I did it. And we had sex right there with her propped up on that tree. We finished up things, and things got really awkward, so I offered to take her home. We pull up to her house, and I was helping her to the door, and her dad comes out. He's fucking huge, 6'3" at least, over 200 pounds of lean muscle, and intimidating. He gives her a look that could kill as she rolls herself past him, stopping me there with him. I'm sure I'm about to get my ass kicked. It would be worth it because it was been awesome so far, but I'm bracing for the whooping. Once she's inside, he looks at me, doesn't say anything, and hands me $50. I shit bricks. I just stuttered. What? He looked at me and just said, "Thanks, kid. Most people just leave her there propped up on the tree."
Oh, Jesus. God.
Oh, that's bad.
And with that,
so stupid.
Brought to you by my new favorite podcast.
it better be your new
Stupid
favorite
History
fucking
Minute.
podcast.
Stupid history.
Over 2,000 episodes.
We're going to the stratosphere. 2 million. Kev records that on the ice shelf.
So for those who have been living under a rock, Twitter this week or last week, they came up with this thing to where they were going to let anybody be verified if they wanted to pay $8.
Yep.
All right. So some people took that to the extreme and started to mimic popular brands and put verified tweets out there by these popular brands, and we are going to read the best of them. So somebody posing at actual Coca-Cola.
Oh no. This
Verify. All these are verified. They tweet out, if this gets 1,000 retweets, we will put cocaine back in Coca-Cola.
Nice.
They've been waiting for that for a long time.
LeBron James, know him?
Yeah.
Sure.
He told the Laker Nation that he's officially requesting a trade. Thank you, Lakers Nation, for all the support through the years. 100% on to bigger and better things. Nestle, you know those guys over at Nestle?
Yeah.
They said, we steal your water and sell it back to you.
That's a good one.
That's funny.
So who owns Twitter now?
Elon Musk.
Mr. Musk.
Okay, what else does he own?
Tesla.
All right, so Tesla tweeted out, breaking, a second Tesla has hit the World Trade Center. See, everybody's scared to laugh at that one.
Wow.
So do you guys know who Eli Lilly and Company are?
Yep.
No, I don't.
Who are they, say, Joe?
I mean, I've heard of Eli Lilly.
Okay, they're the people that produce the world's most insulin for people like me that have sugar issues, right?
Yep.
They tweeted out, we are excited to announce insulin is free now.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, man.
So do you guys play video games?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm quite certain that you've heard of a brand called Nintendo.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so Nintendo, there's a couple from Nintendo. Nintendo's got jokes, or whoever this did. I want to give this guy anyhow. Nintendo of Europe says Israel will be dealt with, and it will cease to exist if Mario has anything to say about it.
Ooh.
You guys know who Lockheed Martin is, right?
Yep.
Sure.
Okay, they build airplanes, right?
Mm-hmm.
We will be halting all weapons sales to Saudi Arabia, Israel, and the United States until further investigation into the record of human rights abuses.
Gee. They should have had
So-
the World Trade tweet.
So
Yes.
Pepsi comes out and they said, very simple. And I agree with them. I agree with Pepsi. It's a verified account. At Pepsico says, very simply, Coke is better.
That's hilarious.
So Tesla, they get two in here because this one was too good to keep out. Tesla says, we will be offering 10,000 vehicles to support the Ukrainian military. Our cars are the most advanced explosive devices on the market.
Yeah, with the salt water. That's funny.
All right. So McDonald's tweets out, and I think this is real McDonald's, tweets out, the McRib is coming back, but this is its farewell tour.
And
And
that's bad.
the first comment is from the Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District that says, see you on the other side, McRib.
That's funny.
So do you guys know what Chiquita is?
Yep. Bananas.
The Chiquita brands?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know? Well, they have two in here as well. Chiquita says, we've just overthrown the government of Brazil.
Jeez.
And then their second one here says, we apologize to those who have been served a misleading message from a fake Chiquita account. We have not overthrown a government since 1954. All right, which one?
That's funny. I'm going to go with your favorite that from Pepsi. Coke is better.
I like the Nestle one.
The
Coke
Nestle
is
one is
better.
pretty funny too, though.
I like the
Yeah,
Nestle one.
you don't like the we are excited to announce insulin is free now.
That's pretty good too.
You know,
Nestle, yeah, the Nestle. We steal your water and sell it back to you. That's my favorite one.
Yeah. Okay.
That,
Hey, Joe.
I mean, that's a pretty good one.
All right. Well, the Stupid Tweet of the Week brought to you by the Stupid History Minute. Over 200 episodes now streaming wherever you download great podcasts or good podcasts or podcasts that are a fucking minute long. Look, people, there's no fucking reason not to listen to the Stupid History Minute. I took the fucking ads off. It's a fucking minute long. If you don't have a minute to fucking dedicate to actually learning something, you know, there's 200 fucking episodes. You can't find something in there that you can fucking learn about. There's no fucking reason not to listen to it. Hey, the Stupid Tweet of the Week brought to you by the Stupid History Minute. Over 200 episodes now streaming. Nestle says, we steal your water and sell it back to you. That's the Stupid Tweet of the Week. All right.
Aw, yeah.
So, Beebs, what you got going on now, man?
Oh, same old, same old. You know, running around. I'm a vampire, so that's all I do all the time. Well, we just got back from vacation in Orlando.
good.
That was fun.
You don't
Any,
have 18 podcasts that you're working
Yeah,
on?
anything coming on the
No,
podcast?
my hosts are on hiatus. They
On hiatus of something that hasn't even produced an episode?
Well, we have 2 episodes recorded,
Okay.
so they're kind of just sitting there waiting. So we'll see if we can pull everything back together. I have some feelers out there for some other hosts, so hopefully we can pull it back together.
Okay. And
But
these
that-
are
You would know that that's the hardest thing about podcasts is getting somebody who's going to show up every single week, right?
Yeah. absolutely.
So
Yeah. We have been blessed in that.
Yeah.
This program.
I think so. Absolutely.
Stupid History Minute, that guy always shows the fuck up.
Yeah.
Stupid History Minute.
Every day lately.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
for heaven's sakes, I keep getting all these episodes in my Google Podcasts about
Yeah.
states capitals. It was Concord
man.
the other day. You know what I
was
did to that?
Concord.
You know what I did with that?
Uh,
I just deleted it.
hey, that's not fun. That's not fun. You
Yeah.
know?
Well,
I got a
I didn't actually
we
delete
got-
it. I was just
the other day I got a note that I should do the history of all the specific soft drinks.
that's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, say
I
Joe,
saw
what you got
Concord,
going
and
on?
I thought it was going to be about jelly,
Concord and jelly.
grape jelly, Concord grape jelly.
Oh, I buy the Welch's.
Yeah,
That's too bad.
You don't like Welch's?
which is good.
I prefer strawberry jam to grape jelly.
Me as
It's
well.
easier to spread.
Do you like marmalade?
I mean, it's all right.
Yeah.
On toast.
Mhm. Honey,
Yeah.
lot of honey
St.
around
Joe,
here.
you win there. You win that one. I'll take
a
that one.
lot of honey around here.
Mm.
Organic and everything here. Nothing.
Beer.
And you're helping the environment with all the bees.
Jack Daniels.
Oh, yep. Jack Daniels
Bakers.
honey. Now you're
Buffalo
now you're-
Trace.
Oh no! Speaking
I've
of
been
honey,
getting into that lately.
Buffalo Trace. It's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Buffalo Trace is good. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Hey, didn't
I-
somebody have a tent joke the other day?
Whistle pig. I've been doing that, but that was the name of a girl in college too, so that might have been what I was talking about. But
I'm gonna tell your wife you called her that.
Man, I
yeah,
hope she-
piggy, piggy.
I just can hear Ned Beatty right now.
You sure got a pretty mouth.
If Ned Beatty can't make our... Oh man.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah.
Say, Joe, you got any more podcasts you're popping in on or anything?
Maybe at the turn of the year, I may be doing a little something, but I'm a little busy coming up. So
What the fuck you
know,
got going on?
I'm going on vacation.
He's
Oh, yeah? Where
he's
to?
going all over the world. That's what he's
I'm
doing.
going down to see my niece next week for Thanksgiving.
Gotcha.
Going down to the Cayman Islands.
Nice.
Yeah.
See, when St. Joe celebrates holidays, he does it in the
Yeah,
Right.
he does it up.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
the shit.
Yep.
but he's not getting that Thanksgiving dinner though.
Oh yeah, we're getting this Thanksgiving dinner.
Not
Just-
the buffet.
Not the buffet. That's too expensive. Buffet is a little pricey.
Apparently, in Grand Cayman, when you pay for the buffet, you pay for the whole buffet.
It's expensive, but it's all right. Yeah.
Well, we want to invite everybody to call our listener hotline at 305-563-2342. That's 305-563-2342. Leave us a message and tell us how you're celebrating Thanksgiving this year, and we'll put it on next week's episode, which is entitled already An Unfiltered Thanksgiving. And we'll have all sorts of fun stuff for the holidays. Jay will be back. And maybe somebody else too. I don't want to speak out of turn, but maybe we'll have some fun there. So if there's nothing else, gentlemen, we can be found at unfpod.com, like my fucking hat says, and we can be found on Twitter and basically everywhere else at unfpod. So for Jay in Vegas, for the Beebs, for St. Joe, my name is the Keb. We will catch you guys next week.
Catch you on the flippity flop.